From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter. Tonight, Super Bowl talk with Coach Tom Swoboda, making TV commercials with Dustin Diggs of the Artists United Network, and the Right Mind Studio Band, Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Schowalter.
Yeah, what is that? No, I hate the snow.
Snowbirds.
No. I don't like snow. I don't like winter. I don't like anything. And finally, January is gone. Okay, so that's finally out of the way. I don't want to even think about that for another a billion years. Okay, so I know Schowalter, that does not work. That's not going to work. Not going to do it. But I am going to try to get some
like a
sun.
good plow.
Yeah, baby.
But no.
It's going to be it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get a little bit of sun.
What are you looking forward to? You said it. What are you looking forward to?
It on the beach.
You're going to do sex on the beach with your wife soon?
Sex. Well, she doesn't know yet. And that's the best part. Because she always says, no, I usually like sex on the beach, but I don't like getting sand in my crackety crack. And so I say, well, don't worry, because I have a new love tarp I'm going to put down so we can have some hot sex on the beach. What do you think of that?
Yeah, for Valentine's Day, you and the wife are going to Florida, but you're trying to find a part that is not covered in snow and is not 30 degrees. It's been pretty hard.
Well, that's really kind of something, because when people think of Florida, they typically don't think of snow. But for some reason, in the last couple of years that we've gone, we've brought the snow with us. And that's a reason why a lot of people don't want us to come back. But this time we are further south. So hopefully that will not be the case.
Is this since they changed it to Gulf of America? Because back when it was Gulf of Mexico, it seemed much hotter. I think the name itself, when you think Mexico, you think hot. It's very hot.
Yeah.
But now America,
ways. Yes, but I think if they change it to like the Gulf of Minnesota or something like that, then we're really screwed. Yeah. So let's not get too crazy with it. But what are you? I guess what I'm most concerned about is how are you going to hold down the fort while I'm gone? Are you going to have a big kegger and a big party? Like we used to back in the high school days when mom and dad would go out of town?
Well, we're going to do what we always do is we spend a lot of time pre-recording a bunch of interviews ahead.
Right.
And then when you leave, I still have hours and hours of editing to do. So I'll probably just be swamped under all those files while you're gone, and then upload that Valentine's Day episode at the last minute, and then finally just collapse and sleep for days and days until you come back.
And here's the thing.
Because you need to relax while I do all the hard work.
Exactly. Now, usually this whole guilt would really get to me, but, I'm immune to guilt. So just do what I always have said, okay? You don't have to go to all this work. Just throw the dang thing on the air as is, because that way people can hear all the inappropriate stuff that we say off the air, on the air. And then you know what? Then it would probably be our last show, and you'd never have to even do it again. What do you think of that?
You've got a lot of things to worry about, so you do need to clear your mind and relax. Did you know that ChatGPT has been taking your job recently?
Yeah, I did.
I've seen this trend on Facebook where all these people go into ChatGPT, which I think you pay a subscription to usually, and they say, ChatGPT, take all that information that you've stolen from me and everything you know about me through your top secret spying and make a caricature of me.
Yes,
and now everyone's posting this AI slop of caricatures, including our guest today, Tom Swoboda.
Yeah, I know.
Close personal friend. He pops his caricature up that ChatGPT made up on Facebook, and it shows him with a big head playing football.
Yeah,
you could have done that.
No, well,
he could have paid you.
And, and a lot of my cartoon buddies, guys in the biz, as they say, they're all getting upset about this. Like, oh, it's stealing our job. Like, I don't, that's the thing. People think if you're a cartoonist, you sit in a mall and draw people like caricatures. I don't know about you, but do I look like a guy that would sit in a mall and draw caricatures? No, because I don't go in malls, all right? And if I did, it certainly wouldn't be to draw somebody's head, all right? So I'm totally fine if some goofballs want to go on ChatGPT and have a caricature done. I actually did myself, and you know what it turned mine came back, okay? And you know what it looked like? It looked exactly like Al Roker. And Al Roker. And
worst weatherman in the business.
And I just said, I don't look like Al Roker. I was a black bald man with glasses. And as you say, I have a flowing mullet, and I'm not wearing my glasses. So I think the whole ChatGPT scare is a big scam just to make the cartoonist and make the artist upset. But it's really, there's nothing to worry about because it's not accurate.
Yeah, if it sends back a cartoon that's accurate, that means that you spend too much time online.
Yes.
It should not know a single thing about me. I don't post anything.
No, you don't.
I don't even post vacation photos because I don't want people to know that I'm not at home so they can rob me. That's exactly what happens with people who have famous daughters, like Savannah Guthrie.
Yeah, well, Savannah Guthrie, I tell you what, here's the thing I've thought, and by the time this airs, who knows what in the heck could have happened. But, if you're ever going to have a family member, who's kidnapped or abducted or something like that, make sure that you have somebody in the family that's a high-paid personality so you can get the whole country involved to find them. Because I happen to know several people that are kidnapped every day. Okay, do you believe it?
I believe it, but they're not famous.
No, they're not famous, and they don't have a big posse out looking for them, I'll tell you. But you have somebody that's famous, and all of a sudden everybody has to know where Grandma is. And so I hope she's all right. I don't mean that in jest, even though I kind of did. But I mean, if you have somebody famous involved, all of a sudden it's a much more bigger deal than if old Betty the hag next door is missing. Nobody cares.
Moment of silence for Betty.
All right, hang on.
That's enough.
That's good.
I feel guilty because as I watch this Guthrie kidnapping reporting, I just think, what a beautiful house. I hate that I'm thinking that, but I love the cactuses around there that the policemen are trying to put their tape around, but they're so pointy. Well, the police tape keeps breaking. Trying to keep the reporters back.
Didn't stop us from coming up with a new biz idea, though, did it?
Check the Right Mind Show store now for your police tape that is impenetrable by cactuses.
That's exactly right.
Cacti tape, anti-cacti tape.
Is going to be the next big thing. They don't sell it. I even looked. I looked on it, and they don't have it. In fact, I just got the domain cactuscrimetape.com, okay? And so we're going to have that market. Whenever somebody's missing or there's crime where there's cactus, hey, you're going to see our tape involved.
And now it's really big news because that means Savannah Guthrie won't be at the Olympics, which neither will we.
No. So you think that's a coincidence?
I don't know. But
kind of.
They changed the rules now. Usually you're supposed to say on the radio, Winter Games. Just like with Super Bowl, you're supposed to say the big game, but they changed it. They finally said, there's all this free advertising we're missing out on. We have a great product. Why are we suing everyone that loves this product? So now it's officially, we can say Olympics.
Right.
And we did not qualify.
Is that like the fat drug?
Ozempics?
Is there Ozempics in the Olympics? Because that's a real tongue twister.
There is. I always wondered why these ice skaters were looking so hot. They would put their hair up in beautiful buns, and they would have ears pierced and eyeliner, and same with the gymnasts.
The men do that.
You think, how are you doing these flips when you have the jewelry just banging up against your face? And if you take a fall, you're going to get stabbed. You're going to lose an eyeball like Todd Schowalter. And me, whenever I'm out skating, I'm constantly crying. Just for some reason, the eyeball wells up and it just starts to run down my face. I don't recommend wearing mascara during those moments.
Well, it doesn't stop me.
They're trying to get brand deals.
What does this have to do with Ozempic? Now, you've got me all flummoxed.
Well, the Olympians try to look as hot as possible so that they can get brand deals because winning a gold medal actually isn't that profitable.
No,
maybe you go to high schools and you give a speech and they give you, a couple bucks and a free piece of pizza. But what really comes with the Olympic gold is the brand deals.
Brand deals.
Yeah, once you win a gold,
like fiber.
Yeah, once you win a gold medal, they'll actually pay you to sport their makeup or their Nike or whatever. Yeah,
I got you.
So that's the whole point. Yeah, you're trying to get endorsements when you do it, and that's why they're on the Olympics.
What about the curlers? Have you seen that stupid thing? You got a couple of old guys out there pushing something with a broom. That's an Olympic sport. Did you see that? They call it curling. First of all, why is it called curling when you're pushing? What is it? It's like shuffleboard with a broom, and you win it. You know what? If I won a medal in that event, I wouldn't even admit it. If they, look, he's an Olympian. Well, what did you, was it like the 100-yard dash? Was it like ski jumping? No, I pushed a peg around with a broom. I mean, that's embarrassing. And you're standing on the same platform, hearing your national anthem with the people that have actually trained for years to be like a master athlete, and you're like taking the glory over pushing something with a broom? It's a mockery.
Not a real sport, recreational sport. They need to have lawn darts so you and I can win a gold medal for something stupid. The thing is, people have taken this big, elaborate prank too far. Everyone says, I love curling. Nobody is serious about it.
What?
No one actually loves it. And then all these women are throwing themselves at these curlers just as a prank.
Really?
And now they're called bricklayers.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't
because
hear
they get
that.
so much tail and they're pushing bricks,
They're pushing bricks
And now
and
they're-
getting tail?
Yeah, bricklayers, because they get so much tail pushing those bricks.
So the bricklayers are getting laid, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. But it's just a prank. These women aren't actually attracted to these beefy men who basically just play bowling the rest of the year.
Play bowling
Yeah,
the rest of the
they
year.
do bowling the rest of the year.
Well, that's what they look like. They're a bunch of old fat old guys that look like they need a remote, even like to change the channel. And now they're an Olympian. We ought to come up. I told you. I mean, the exploding golf game, all that kind of stuff that I come up with. I mean, maybe we could get our sport or our game. Do they have pickleball in the Olympics now? Because when they have pickleball in the Olympics, it's over at that point. I mean, you can forget your Greco wrestling and all that. When you have pickleball, then you've really dumped to the bottom of the barrel. They don't have that yet, do they?
I remember in the stories I read about the St. Louis Olympics back in 1904, it was a real S show. I mean, it was made up events against people who weren't even from this country.
Right.
They would fight the indigenous people that they would keep in cages all day.
Indians?
Yeah, they would ship in these indigenous people, these
Indians.
Yeah, these Indians or these Somalians. They would keep Somalians in cages, and then
Yeah.
for the Olympic Games, they would just let them out and give them a sandwich and then fight them. But the
Wow.
big event that I find ridiculous about the 1904 Olympic Games in St. Louis, they had tug of war.
Get out of here.
We could be great with tug of war.
Yeah,
All
we
you need
are.
is fat people for that.
Well, we're not even fat. I mean, are we? I don't think. Well, you think Bob Costas was covering the 1904 fair?
And with this pink eye, yeah, I definitely think he was alive back in.
Yeah,
he's
he's
had a
thinking
lot of surgery lately. He's on Ozempic for
Has
sure.
he really? I thought, what happened to him? He just kind of disappeared. Crazy. We got a fun show coming up today, don't we?
The fun's about to start.
I think
If you
it
got
is.
through this much.
Yeah, if you got through this much, well then, hey, I think they wanted a cookie, but not a Girl Scout cookie because they're too small and they're charging too much. We have on the show today Coach Tom Swoboda, who has held me, he said he'd only come on the show if I gave him a T-shirt, so I had to dig that up and make that in arts and crafts. So he's coming on to talk about the Super Bowl that we can now say now, and maybe the Battlehawks who we can't talk about, and maybe the University of Illinois. I don't know, but we'll talk about his new T-shirt. I know that. And then we also have the wonderful Dustin Diggs, filmmaker and commercial maker and the proprietor of the Artists United Network. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we also, last week, by the way, I'm keep getting at, why don't we mention Mitch anymore? Should we bring him back into the circle, or should we just keep ignoring him?
Mitch is always in the cuck corner. I mean, you just imagine him there, you know.
Well, he sits over there with his thumb in his, it's like his thumb and his forefinger in his mouth. What is that? I mean, he's not sucking his thumb. He has like two fingers in his mouth. What is that all about? He's supposed to be playing the drums.
It's something his parents never weaned him off of.
Yeah, I don't
Now
know
he's
how
got an
it is.
oral fixation because of the weaning.
And I think he got like an STD from that too, by the way. Well, hey, when we come back, we're gonna have a lot more fun. I think you've had fun so far?
I've had some fun, but I know we can go above and beyond like Buzz Lightyear.
All right, let's make it even more fun. And we will when we come back. In the meantime, I'm Todd Schowalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter, football expert, Coach Tom Swoboda. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter on Newstalk STL. And now a man who was let go as a receiver in the Lingerie Football League for giving out too many touchbacks. Todd Schowalter.
Now we're back on Todd Schowalter, and my bestest buddy, Joey V, and my other bestest buddy, the one, the only, straight from the football field, Joey, Coach Tom Swoboda. How are you, my
Ooh-wee.
friend?
Man, I'm doing great.
What time is it?
It's a great time for football.
Absolutely.
What
You guys
time
remembered
is
it.
Daytime, whatever. How you been, man? What's going on?
I've been great.
Well,
man.
you know, we're
Just-
so happy you're here because it's the big week. So with the big game, the Super Bowl.
Legally, we can say Super Bowl now. They
Super
stopped
Bowl.
suing people over that.
Did you know about this?
Really?
You were
Oh,
not-
yeah. Well, I was kind of worried about that. I thought I'd have to say it's something like, well, I'm going to have a super bowl of chicken soup, or play around it.
So
but-
you really actually worried about stuff like this? I mean,
No.
you really think, like, seriously, if you were to say super, is it like the the Publishers Clearinghouse? But they're actually lawyers. They show up at your door and they take you away. I mean, do you think that actually went down? Who actually got in trouble for doing this?
You just can't say Super Bowl if you actually have advertising along with it. So if we had a big commercial that said, come to, the liquor store, we're having a Super Bowl party.
Right,
that
right,
would be
right.
a little, using their branding to boost our own branding. But just talking about the Super Bowl is fine. We're good.
Oh, okay,
Right.
so we're okay. Like I even care. Let's moving straight
This
ahead.
segment's
Yeah.
sponsored by
Sponsored by the Super Bowl.
Todd S. Prod.
Todd S. Prod Super Bowl products. Something like that. We can't do that?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, hey, it'd be good publicity if we did. If we got in some trouble for
When
it.
they show up to your front door, the big check is actually how much you owe them. It
Oh,
says
is that what
negative
it is?
$1 million. Yeah.
Anyway, back to you, Coach Tom. What is going on in the world of football, and who do you have winning the Super Bowl this weekend?
I'll tell you what, I'm taking the Patriots.
Seriously?
I'm taking Patriots because I'm getting 4.5 points, and then I'm taking the under on that.
Okay, you okay? I'm going to let you guys kind of jump into this because I don't know if you, Joey is a gambling addict, and so
Degenerate,
yeah, and so but he's into all these betting games now. And he did. He showed me how I could win on DraftKings. I immediately won like $180 just from because they give you like $300, and he said, "Well, bet on both the over and the under, and you're going to lose, but you're going to win." And I'll be gosh darn if I didn't win like $180 something bucks just for doing absolutely nothing, which is my kind of work. Did you hear about that? Is that what you're doing? Have you gone down the rabbit hole of gambling and debauchery?
Guilty as charged. I enjoy it. It for me, it adds a little something extra to the game. You're watching the game and. You got a couple of bucks on it, and when I don't know about you guys, but when I go big, it's like $5.
Really? So you're like a big spender because that's what Joey got me going on. He said, "I want you to take Pepperdine over San Francisco in some crazy." JUCO game or something like that for $5. Wasn't that what it was? $5 or something like that? Because he's a big Pepperdine basketball
It's
fan.
all just in the math. The numbers are there. They tell you who's going to win ahead of time.
And that's what it was. Something like winning ahead of time. Is that what it was?
It looks like the Super Bowl is at 46 points, basically, for the over and under. But a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a low-scoring game. So I think Coach is right. Bet the under.
So you do think it's going to be – so you think it's going to be a good game?
I think it's going to be a real good game. I think both defenses that's why I picked the under, because I think the defenses are going to dominate this thing. I really do.
Really? Okay.
I think 21-17, something like that, is going to be the final.
I'm just so dang happy that the Rams aren't in it because
God, yeah.
Can you believe this? Because everybody, it'd be neat if the Rams and the Patriots were in it. Here's the thing. Ever since they left, I can't. And I was one of the big. I've said this how many times now on the show? A billion. But I mean, I was the biggest Rams fan in the entire world, and now they're gone. And I hate that team more than any team in the entire league now.
They haven't been good since they killed off Warren Beatty as their quarterback.
Well, that's because he was married to, Shirley MacLaine is his sister. Did you know that? And she's not looking too well, but I don't think she's playing in the Super Bowl.
Joe Pendleton, he was so good, and then he was playing that stupid alto saxophone, and I could not deal with it.
That was it. Yeah, and then he got hit by a bus or something coming through a tunnel or something.
That's correct,
like that.
100%.
And you know, the actual play that is based on, it was a boxer. It wasn't even a football player, but they changed it because Warren Beatty didn't want to get hit in the face.
He played football in high school and college, so he just wanted to show off. But yeah, the movie was supposed to be made with Muhammad Ali. Heaven Can Wait. And then Muhammad Ali, I think he had a few too many hits to the brain. Couldn't remember his lines.
He couldn't do his lines. So you're taking Muhammad Ali and Warren Beatty in the Super Bowl then. Is that what you're saying? Why don't you just throw in a few words here? Tell us what I don't know if we're allowed to bring up the Battlehawks because you really, you shot that down. You said, I'm not coming back. You said the big staff told me, you're banned from being on that show for talking about our Battlehawks.
No, that's not what happened. Come on now.
Well, tell us the real poop.
No, it was a deal where, being with the team, you got to get clearance to go on different shows and things like that.
Right.
And honestly, last season, there would have been hardly any time to come on and do anything. We were always at practice 1 o'clock during the week. So So Joey, his feelings are hurt. What's going on?
No.
He's mad because the new coach wouldn't come on the show. Ricky Prohl, is that his name?
Ricky Prohl, who caught the touchdown against the 49ers, or no, Tampa Bay. To actually go to the Super Bowl that year. That was the highlight. I said I would be quiet, didn't I? Well, do we just throw something at me and tell me?
Make your voice go up at the end of your sentence, and it'll sound like a question, and then you'll let him talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he's a genius. He's also a speech coach.
Ricky Prohl.
That game was better to me than the Super Bowl.
That was the single most important touchdown ever scored in St. Louis football history, period. And probably will be forever.
Oh,
I mean, it was incredible.
I've never been so excited.
And, you know, Ricky's going to do a great job. I mean, he was with the Battlehawks in 2023. He was a receivers coach then.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and his son was on the team as well.
Okay.
Son was a pretty good football player.
Yeah, who did he play for?
Well, he played for the Seattle Sea Dragons, and then he came over and played for St. Louis Battlehawks in 2023.
Okay.
He was with the Seattle team in 2020.
Okay.
And that's when COVID killed the league, so to speak.
Yeah.
But so when he came back, you know, when the league came back, he came to the Battlehawks with Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky's going to do a great job. I mean, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he knows his football. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him, you know, taking the team. And you know, it's kind of hard because, you know, Anthony Beck and all those guys on that staff, you know, I was around those guys for 3 years, and it's a good bunch of guys. It really
Florida
is.
will do that. It comes calling for all of us eventually. Yeah.
So that's what happened?
Got to get. He could not stand the snow, and then the snow followed him down to Florida.
That's what happens. That's what you get.
Yeah, and the league is really going for a more regional feel since we're not actually in the markets. You know, we're all in Arlington, Texas. We fly up for the games. So, you know, AB is from Orlando, and so, you know, they wanted to keep him down there because of his contacts and his ties to the area. And obviously Ricky Prohl is a St. Louis icon, so, you know, let's bring him in.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a lot of speculation as to who would get the job before anybody was hired. And, you know, I remember thinking, I was talking to a couple of guys going, you know, it's going to be Ricky Prohl, Kurt Warner, you know, somebody big from St. Louis football history.
Yeah.
And obviously Ricky got it. But
do you think it's going to keep that way? Because like you said, I was actually talking to somebody that they had no idea that they're all in Arlington.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's going to be that way for a few more years. I think the league eventually would like to get to the home markets, you know, because it's tough. I mean, it's tough being away from your family for 4 or 5 months.
Right. Now, what's your schedule like when you do that? I mean, are you able to go back and forth? Because are you down there most of the time?
I'm down there the whole time. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, there were a couple times last season where I caught an early flight. Maybe we had a home game.
Yeah.
Caught an early flight to get in the day before so I could do, you know, whatever family function we had. You know, you leave after practice and catch the flight, and, you know, you just don't fly with the team. But, yeah, for the most part, you're down there, and it's kind of tough. You know, it's tough being away from family for a long time. So
yeah, I bet. Well, so as far as what they already had their draft and all that. So I mean, all right. So they have. I mean, so what can you expect? I mean, do they have a lot of returning players, or I mean, what kind of team are they going to have this year?
That's a good question because they decided to kind of mix the pool, if you will.
Really?
Basically, each team got to keep 12 guys from their rosters from last year.
Okay.
And what they did is they put everybody in a pool and said, we're going to have a fantasy football type draft. It's going to be a snake draft.
Really?
You know, and basically you got to keep 12 guys.
Yeah.
You know, Battlehawks kept Peter. They kept Travis Feeney and a few other guys that you guys would know. And, you know, but we lost a lot of guys too in the draft. So it's just kind of like, you know, shake it up, pour it out, and let's see what happens. And so everybody's going to have pretty much a new team this year.
Wow, that's kind of different. Yeah, okay. Is that, you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
You know, I don't know. I really, you know, after being with the same group of guys basically for the last 3 years, I'm going to miss some of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great group to be around, good football players. We had a good football team. You know, we won a lot of games. You know, I'd have to check the stats, but I think we probably, besides Birmingham, won the most games for the last 3 years.
Sure. Yeah. Well, is this something they do every year? I mean,
it's the first time to do it.
Okay. Because I was going to say, how do you build a program if you're always, you know, mixing your players up?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was different, new and kind of different, and I guess a fresh start, if you will.
Yeah.
There's some new ownership in the league. So he's calling some of the shots, and that was one of the things he wanted to try, and people were like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, it sounds kind of fun. I mean, it's just a matter, I don't know how you bond with certain players or so if you don't know what team they're going to be on. Well, what do you think about that? Okay, so the NFL, they took the UFL, which is your league, correct? They took their new kickoff rule.
Right.
Okay, so they did that, which I think is okay. And so what do you think of all, I mean, because the NFL, to me, do you think the NFL is the same league it is now that it was 10 years ago?
No, I really don't. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and I said, you know, Right now, I think college football is overtaking, if not already going to overtake the NFL in popularity. I mean, I don't think it's as exciting of a game anymore. Now, you mentioned the kickoff. I love, as a special teams coach, I love that new kickoff.
I do too. I think it's a great idea.
I do too.
It's a great idea. And it does prevent injuries. I mean, obviously, you want a lot of contact. It's football. But at the same time, you don't have stupid injuries. Somebody run 800 miles an hour to crash into somebody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that helps. But are there any other rules that you think that you guys have a better take on than the NFL does?
I like the extra points.
Okay, yeah. Okay, explain that.
You can go for 1, 2, or 3 points.
Right.
One point. You're not kicking.
Right.
You don't kick extra points. You kick field goals.
Right.
But you're from the 2-yard line. That's 1 point. You go to the 5. That's 2 points.
Yeah.
You go to the 10. That's 3 points.
Yeah. That's all. It's smarter, and that's football.
It's great, and you're down 18-0. It's still a 2-score game.
Yeah.
Not as opposed to a 3-score game. So
no, there's a lot of stuff that seems. Was that something that the UFL just came up with, or because a lot of this stuff you kind of wonder, why didn't the NFL ever think of this?
Yeah, that was an XFL thing.
Okay.
In 2023, when we were the XFL, that was one of their rules, and I like it. I like it a lot. Like I said, you still kick field goals. You don't kick PATs. The PAT became a real boring play, as did the kickoff.
Right.
The kickoff. I mean, if you think about the NFL 2 years ago, it was touchbacks. It was probably 90% touchbacks.
Sure. Yeah. Just down it in the end zone. Right.
You want to see that return.
Right.
And,
well, then even look at that. What was it? The Steelers game when they were Baltimore, and I won't get too deep in the actual games, but the whole game came down to the knucklehead kicking an extra point, and he missed it, and it's like, well, your whole season rides. You got these guys out knocking each other's heads in for like an hour, and then everything. Jimmy to come out and kick a ball. I mean, it just seems like you're taking away from all the effort all the other guys put in. And that's just, to me, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but.
Man, that Steeler game, the one you're talking about, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
To miss that extra point.
Yeah.
And then for Baltimore to come down and have a chance to win that thing, and it just sailed right.
And he misses a field goal.
And did you know that before the game, the priest for the Steelers came and threw holy water in that end zone?
Oh, really?
I kid you not.
Oh,
they've got it on video and everything. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah. Because we were wondering, because he usually does that to our show before we start, and he wasn't here today.
The body of Christ compels you.
I think he was up in. Where's the Super Bowl this year? In San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's it there for? It just doesn't seem like a big football town except for the 49ers.
Brand new stadium.
Oh, that's what it is. So it's more about the money, isn't it?
Oh,
it's all about the money.
Well, and let's talk about brand new stadiums. We had a brand new stadium in '95.
Yeah, we did.
With a brand new team. Did we get a Super Bowl?
No, we did not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I blame it on Kara Spencer.
Was she even alive then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But you can still blame. That's just it. That's why she doesn't have any way of backing it up because she wasn't here to begin with.
Right.
I like that. I want to ask you one more thing. Going back to the college stuff because that always intrigues me.
Yeah.
So now you think it's going to overtake, and I see you're right, but the thing is what I really don't get is all this high money that I agree that the NCAA is stealing a bunch of money they shouldn't have. Or they should figure out a way of sharing it more and not being hogs of it. But you think, some of these kids that are like quarterbacks, like Mizzou or even whatever SEC schools that are making millions of dollars. I think some of these guys may end up making more money than say they get drafted in the NFL as a third or fourth rounder.
Right.
They may be making more money as a college kid than they will in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. Because the minimum is less than, for example, Carson Beck, who played for Miami this year.
Yeah.
He transferred from Georgia. He made $4 million.
Right.
To play 1 year at Miami.
Isn't that crazy?
So he goes, let's say, and Carson Beck's a good football player, but I don't think he's a first rounder.
No.
Let's say he goes third or fourth, like you're talking about. He's going to sign for, $850,000.
Right. So why not just stay in school the whole time? I think I'm going to change my major now. My third,
Get your doctorate.
Yeah, exactly. Get 2 or 3 doctorates.
Exactly.
I don't know what the eligibility is as far as that, but why if they can start making millions of dollars, you could legitimately have, college. and then you'd have a movie with the commission in it because he'd be like some old guy still playing college football. Well, hey, what? Guess what? We got Dustin Diggs from the United Artists Network coming up here in a second. You want to stick around and help us ask him some questions?
I would love to.
I know you, and I ask him some stuff football-wise because I know he doesn't know anything about football. Sound good? All right, we'll do that
great.
when we come back. What do you think, Joey? You had anything you'd like to add?
Oh, I can't wait to talk TV and such with him.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk TV. We're only talking football. And let's ask him a bunch of stuff he has nothing we're talking, no idea what we're talking about.
Great.
That's pretty much what we do every week anyway, isn't it? I think so. Well, hey, we're going to have more fun when we come back. In the meantime, I am Todd Schowalter with my bestest buddies, Joey V and Coach Tom. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter, local TV commercial guru Dustin Diggs. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter on News Talk STL. And now a man whose wife could be a professional punter in the NFL based on how often she kicks Todd out of bed, Todd Schowalter.
Hey, we're back. I'm Todd Schowalter, along with my bestest buddy Joey V, and my other good buddy, Coach Tom Swoboda, with me. And now my third good buddy on the line, guys, Dustin Diggs from the Artists United Network. And gosh, there's so many other titles you have these days. How's everything going, Dustin?
Good. I'm third in line now. All right.
Well, no,
good.
No, it's not just that. It's what we do. It's opposite days. So you start, and then we work our way backwards. How's that sound?
Oh, gotcha.
Would you like me to read? Here, I'll do again. And we're back. I'm Dustin Diggs, along with Todd Schowalter, Joey V, and Coach Tom Swoboda. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay. Well, now you're doing TV commercials. Those are all over the place. I see that you're putting the local actors to work, and then you've got some film stuff going, and you also have you have your own new TV show coming out too, don't you?
I do. Yeah. It's been in the works for about 2 years now, and it's finally starting to see light. So that's been very exciting. So So I work for a local TV station, and I'm the commercial producer. So I've been producing a lot of the local commercials that you see on television. So I just actually did Down Brown the other day, and it's kind of interesting because I remember being a kid, staying home from school, watching those commercials, and now I actually got a chance to produce one. So it's kind of a neat thing. Happened.
Well, you're doing what I like about your stuff, and I'm not just saying this because we're friends, but a lot of people, they'll go in, they'll take the client's cash, and they say, oh, let's just put something on there so we have something to fill the air. You're actually doing some creative stuff. People have to be taking notice of that, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really happy with what we're putting out, what we're producing. Yeah, so it's kind of a limited budget because it's local television. So you have to be really creative and do a lot of planning to try to make it something, something worth bang for your buck. So like we just did a Michaels commercial, and we did the theme song of Family Matters, and it was called Flooring Matters. So that whole campaign is going to be going out this month, which I'm kind of excited to see the results of that.
And I saw one of them, and it was really funny. It was good. Your clients got to be thrilled with you. Are they firing their ad agencies yet?
No, we compete with them though, so that's why we have to do the best we can. So
yeah, well, tell us about you've got your podcast going. You've got that's still going along with all the TV stuff that you have coming up and stuff. The Artists United Network. Tell us some of the stuff you've got going on with that, and some of the shows we can look forward to.
Sure. Well, I'm really excited about the thing we're having in March. On March 22nd, it's a Sunday, so it's open to the public. It's an improv. It's called Spring Training and Actors Workshop, and so we're going to teach improv classes, as well as we're going to teach people how to develop a skit. And then when they come in, they're going to get a free headshot and be able to do some media training. We're going to have people do some interviews with them, so they get media training with that, as well as we're going to feed them, all for the price of $25.
$25, really?
$25, yeah.
Okay, where are you doing this at? Where's the location?
My buddy owns a warehouse in St. Charles, so it's at his warehouse. It's about 3,500 square foot warehouse. So we're going to break it into different sections, different areas for doing the headshots, interviews, and then we built like a stage where people can perform. And then the great thing too is we're going to do a director's Q&A at the end of the day, and then I invited a bunch of other directors and filmmakers and content creators to come in and watch them do their final performances. So that way they get to be seen in front of people, creative creators in the industry.
So kind of like a showcase type thing to show them what they can do.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be like a showcase.
Now, this is the same place where you had your awards, right? Was it the MoMA? Was that what was it called?
The Moen.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it was the film festival. Yeah, so it is the same spot we had the film festival at.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because we were trying to connect back at that time, and both of our schedules weren't working. How did that go? And is that something you're going to? First of all, tell us all about it. And is it something you're going to repeat?
Yeah, it's something I'm probably going to repeat. It's called MOAM, so it stands for the Mother of All Movies Media Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't do it every year. We do it every 3 years, so it's almost like the Olympics of our festival. But it went pretty well. We had about 35 different films submitted from around the area, and this year we were able to give all the awards for Best Actor, Best Filmmaker, Best Actress, and then we even had a music video section. We gave out an award for Best Music Video. So I do plan to do it again, but I probably won't do it next year. I might do it the year after that, just because it just gives it more time for people to create stuff in St. Louis and gives us a little bit more variety of stuff to pick from.
Yeah, what do you think of the old acting scene in St. Louis? The whole film scene in St. Louis. You think it's growing, or you think it's getting? I don't know. What's your take? You think it's getting better? Or?
I think it's getting better. Yeah, you got people like James Dean that are able to raise like $60,000 to fund his movie, and you have some other great filmmakers like Dustin Hawkins, and I think he's from Columbia. But there's a lot of people making a lot of moves right now. Definitely a huge spike from COVID 5 years ago. So, I definitely see it on the up and up.
Okay, well, I don't know much you want to get into your own work, but you had a film that, seriously, I didn't really know much about, and I watched it just because, again, I know you, and it was hysterical. I mean, absolutely. In fact, I don't know how much you want to get into it, but do you have my T-shirt from that, for the Takeoff of DreamWorks?
Yeah, I'll get you a T-shirt. Yeah, I do have your T-shirt at my house. The next time I see you in person, I'm going to give it to you.
Do you want to talk about this at all? Because it was hysterical.
It was called The Suck Zone. So basically, it's about a group of just idiots making a porno film, and the porno is based on the movie Twister from 1996. So there's a lot of like Twister references.
Yeah, and
it's like an ensemble piece. So there's a lot of crazy characters. It's very edgy, very push the line kind of comedy. Not what you probably see on television, but it was really fun to make. We actually filmed that. It was 27 and a half minutes. And we filmed it in two Saturdays.
Did you really?
We filmed like 20 pages in almost one day, in 4 hours. So we just bam. It's like so the whole style is like a mockumentary. If you ever saw, like, this is Spinal Tap. That's kind of like what we kind of homaged it to.
Well, and I don't really, throw out, accolades and stuff to a lot of local work. I mean, unless it's really worth it. And that really was hysterical. And I watched it a couple of times, and like the whole Takeoff of DreamWorks, Creamworks or whatever, and the T-shirt and so. I mean, it was funny. It was well written. Everybody in it was good, and the production value was really strong. Well, when you have something like that really does have legs, and like you said, you have other people in the community that are turning out decent work at this point. What's the next step? I mean, what are you going to do with that? What do you think? People like James Dean and some other people. What are they going to be? What's the distribution angle on things?
I think the next step right now is like Tubi seems like where everybody's trying to go with their independent film right now. Just because there's so much red tape to try to get it on like Netflix and Prime Video. So our goal with that is I'm going to tweak it out a little bit. I'm going to make a better kind of intro and outro with graphics, and I'm going to try to get on Tubi. That's one of my goals to do with that film, and then maybe use that as kind of a reference, and then make it into a feature where you can hopefully use that as a fundraising tool. That you can make that into like because right now it's at 27 minutes. If we can make it like into 80 minutes, it'd be considered a feature. So that might be like a future goal with that. But you're right, everybody really did love it, and we played it at the festival, and people were rolling and laughing with that. Yeah, so that felt really good.
Well, it was really, really funny. And again, I'm not just saying that just to say it. It was it was surprisingly funny because I didn't know too much about it until I saw it. Well, what about you're talking about even when you get to distribution from the production side? Are you taking advantage of these film credits that are available now? Because that's the new big thing. I mean, is that something you can use to produce more of your work?
I don't, honestly, I don't know much about. I have to do more research about that. I don't know much about the film credits. I know I'm really looking into like right now with AI, especially since doing my day job being a commercial producer. Of like, just there's so much great things you can do with AI now that you could actually act out a scene and then AI will overlay it with like, let's say we filmed a scene and we could say, oh, let's make us on Mars or make us on the moon or whatever, and there's certain AI programs that will like take that rendering and then just put you guys in that a certain situation. So there's like so many great things you can do with AI right now, and it can really like increase your production value.
Yeah, and so you don't have any problem with AI. I mean, that it's funny because me. I mean, I do comics and things like that, and all the people, the colleagues that I have, they're like, oh, it's like taboo. You can't bring up AI. It's terrible. The genie's out of the bottle. You're not going to put it back in. I think you got to learn how to work with AI, and it can actually be a benefit, and that's what you're doing on the film side, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing that even on the commercial producing side because. For script writing and for finding like graphics and things like that, it's helped out so much. It saves so much time.
Yeah, it's not going to put people out of work, I don't think. I mean, because I kind of equate it. You can give, you could give me or Joey or Coach Tom here, like say Jimi Hendrix guitar, and you maybe his guitar. Unless you know how to play it, it's not going to create any good music. So it's AI may not be that exact of an analogy, but unless you know what you're doing, I mean. You're not gonna. I think artists can actually benefit from it rather than feel threatened from it.
Yeah, I think people want to see a human touch to it. So you want to see a human side. So even if you use certain elements to like enhance like whatever art you're creating, you still want to see art created by another human being. I don't think if we went to a museum and it was all art created by AI, I don't think people would be really interested in it. As well as if it was, the museum nowadays where there's some artist and there's a history of how you create that piece of art. So I think it's a good thing, and I don't think it's, at least in our lifetime, hopefully it doesn't take up our jobs quite yet. Hopefully it gives me another 20 years doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I tell you, as soon as there's AI for somebody to cut my grass, I'm firing my grass guy, though.
Right.
I tell you what, he's got to worry if that ever comes about. Well, hey, buddy, right. I always love talking with you. Anything else you want to sign off with here? Anything we can look forward to here in the coming weeks aside from your show? What time is your show on? It's on Fox 2. Tell us, wrap up with that and let us know how we can see it.
So you can see previews right now coming out on the ArtistUniteNetwork.com. The commercials start airing for it in April. So we're still like 2 months out. I'm trying to get it's going to be a 12-week season. So I'm trying to get them all kind of in the can right now. So we're doing a lot of developing writing right now. And we start filming skits and different types of segments starting in a couple of weeks. And so the goal is to get half the season done before it starts going to air. So you'll see the first commercial hit the airwaves in April.
Okay, and what's the name of it again?
The Late Night Digs.
The Late Night Digs. Okay, well, hey, that's going to be great. I know I'll be watching, and I'll make sure I put the word out, and I hope you'll come back and talk with us again before it airs, okay?
I will. Yeah, you got to come to my studio. I'd love to have you on.
Hey, I'd love to, too. I mean, that sounds great. If you got a couch, I'll spend the night. How's that sound?
Okay, well, I'll tell my wife that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like to surprise people. All right, buddy. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. There he goes. He's great. I've known him a long time. By the way, his real name is not Dustin Diggs. I'm not going to say what it really is. I don't know if he's in the witness protection program or what. But I've known him. We go way back. We did a film together way, way back. I think it was like 2010, and he edited. Can you say that for me?
Edited.
Thank you very much. See, I knew. I mean, can you just finish?
It just rolls right off.
Just finish the rest of the show for me.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. It's great to see him succeeding so well. So, I mean, what?
The name of that movie you like is Suck Zone?
The Suck Zone. I got to tell you.
Is that just a catchy name, or
it's a total spoof? Okay. And seriously, I mean, people put out stuff here locally a lot and stuff, and people say, "Oh, watch my film," and it's like, all right, well, it's like show and tell type of thing. So this show, The Suck Zone, and it's like a total spoof of like the porn industry. Okay,
right.
And so they're producing this porn thing, and it's just so it's like he says, like Spinal Tap or one of those things where it's like a mockumentary type thing, and it's hysterical. But the whole thing, they've got the crew. They've got like their production company is called Creamworks instead of DreamWorks. And I got to get one of these T-shirts. I'm like you. It's like, oh, I want that T-shirt. Yeah. So I said, oh, I'll get you one. But it's and he plays just this over the top sleazeball producer type thing. It's just it's hysterical. I mean, so I'll try to find the links and get it to you because it's seriously. I watched it 2 or 3 times. Did you see The Suck Zone, Joey?
I'm really...
You're a film guy. I mean, so you haven't seen The Suck Zone?
Well, that's an actual line that's in Twister originally, so it is a funny thing that they grabbed from the movie The Suck Zone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman talks about The Suck Zone in the original, so that was very beautiful co-branding. I really hope our friend Dustin, though, brings back the corny local commercial that everyone remembers. These commercials today, they're too polished. We all remember the Schweigingle commercials of them getting eaten by Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I hope that people are willing to take chances on their stores to be more memorable and funny and make us laugh before we watch Three Stooges.
Well, Well, have you watched some of his commercials?
I have not.
They're actually. I mean, he did. It was what was the show with Urkel on it?
Family Matters.
Okay,
yes.
and like he said, it was Flooring Matters, and so they had some guy, he was like Urkel, and like all these other characters, but it was like the whole commercial was like the opening of the show with like, you know, the bouncy music, and like they were introducing the characters, but they were all in the flooring place.
Michael's Flooring Outlet has been working with him. Got our friend Karen Drewley to do some commercials. Did she do blackface? Was she Urkel?
I think she was not Urkel.
Okay.
Although, I mean, and I told you, I mean, that's a great reminder. Thanks for like helping my brain here. We were talking about these wonderful caricatures, because you are a big aficionado of these caricatures that are out there. Because I said mine came back as Al Roker. Now yours, I don't know. I don't think it got it didn't capture me. Now yours, I mean, what did you think? Because I saw yours, and you obviously liked it because you've got it on billboards and everything now. You've shared it everywhere. I mean, what did you tell? How did you come about creating this? Did you just tell ChatGPT something?
You know what? A friend of mine did that a few days ago.
Oh, a friend did it. You didn't.
No. I did my own. I did my own.
Okay.
But I saw it on their social media, Instagram, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And I got curious.
Yeah.
And I thought,
that's how it starts.
This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And the friend had said, I went into ChatGPT and said, make a caricature of me based on what you know about me.
Right.
And so I did that. I went in ChatGPT. I said, make a caricature of me based on what you know about me.
Right.
And it starts grinding. It starts, you can see the wheels turning.
Yeah.
And it starts doing research, and I'm going, oh, snap, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to dig up all kinds of dirt on me. And it came back with that, me with the holding the football and the weights, and, and it was kind of fun.
It had Illinois in it?
Because it took from my profile pictures, me at the University of Illinois.
Right.
And so it was fun. And
I don't get mine was I looked like Al Roker eating a popsicle riding a giraffe, and I'm like, what is this? I mean, what was yours, Joey? You didn't do yours?
I would never, because I have a beautiful caricature that you made of me that I use.
See, now this is why. Okay, now he's a marketing guy. He's gone down the rabbit hole of gambling. I mean, he's got like his films that he makes and me getting hit by cars, and he's also when he knows I'm feeling down, he brings my spirits up. So thank you for making you're basically saying I'm still relevant.
You're very relevant.
Well, I mean, the fact that he can do that by hand. I mean, that's pretty. I'm impressed, because I can't. I can't draw a stick figure.
But you typed in the letters for ChatGPT.
I typed in letters. That's the
Give
best I can
yourself
do.
some credit there. Well, you had fun though today, right?
Oh man, I had a blast.
Okay,
Love
how about
coming
you,
in.
buddy? Did you have a good time today?
The best time.
You sure? The very, very best?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to throw out there, or say before we head off into the sunset?
Remember to bet it all on the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, so you got the Seahawks because in your theory is because of the ownership issue, which makes perfect sense. You're going with the
Patriots.
The Patriots.
Patriots and the points.
One of these teams is going to win, and whoever scores the most points is going to take the trophy home. Okay?
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm going with. That's what I say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what else we always say, don't you? And you can say it with us this time.
If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all.
And we can also say, hey, it's a great day for football. Because it's Super Bowl weekend.
Yes.
Until next time.
Until next time, I'm Todd Schowalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V, along with Coach Tom Swoboda. This is The Right Mind Show. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Schowalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL, and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.